So like I wanna like kinda like talk about the new map breaker and just like discuss how it kinda like it's overly complex yet it's too simple. And you know, Hyperion, you know, explained this pretty well, like use pretty good words, which is, you know, it's too many micro maps, you know, it's got too many, it's got too much going on, yet not enough, you know, it's got too much for the player versus player aspect, and the map is really like kind of divided up into like, I'm gonna say like two good maps with like something to transition the maps to. And the two maps are basically where the two bases are, right? You got let's call one like jet engine, right? The one that has the weird blue vortex thing in it. We'll call that one like jet base or blue base. We'll call the other one like the scrap yard of like ship parts and shit. We'll call that red base. Now red base is like a very close quarters like combat style play area, and it's pretty cool, you know, especially when we were playing like Last Spartan Standing when it was just PvP. It worked, you know, it was like a really fun area to engage with, like how the verticality worked, you know. You had, looking at it from like, let's call the ramp like midpoint, we're looking from midpoint to red base, you know, there was like the dip in of sand and stuff, you know, kind of encapsulating red base. And then you had the two pieces of like chunks of metal which added like cover to the exterior of red base. And then going in, you had this wall with like a doorway that you can go in, and then you had basically like a little lip, you know, you could crouch behind it and, you know, take cover, you know, avoid grenades and getting shot while, you know, doing your engagements. On the left side, you have like this ramp you can go up to, you know, kind of strafe behind, and then there was this box. You know, you can hide behind this box and use it as cover. And then going from that, you know, you have like the ramp in front of you kind of opens up, and it leads to like different, you know, pieces of like moving equipment, crates and stuff, you know, giving you extra cover. And then you can go up like this ramp to get to this open second floor that gives you like an overhead view of what's all going on, you know. And it's a lot, you know. There's a lot going on in just that one section, and it's very well thought out and engaging when it comes down to a player versus player on foot setting. You know, it would have been like really cool to see that kind of like fleshed out for like a 4v4 map, you know. But instead, it's downsized and subsidizing it's not even a word, fuck it, you know, like kind of like adding on to but subtracting from like the overall map. If we just took that and like had red base and all the stuff around it, because like, you know, there's the giant loop and there's like extra verticality, there's like a whole second floor to red base, and it reaches out, and it's really cool because like the wall is like fractured up and broken up into like 3 floors. You can like get a lot of cool verticality and stuff, and I wish that was like kind of expanded on. I wish there was a little bit more to the third floor, but I'm also happy there's like not. And then there's like the wall of the map, there's like a bunch of scrap and stuff, and it's like the carcass of like a giant ship or some shit, and like there's like a little piece of wing, and then like some tubing that adds more cover, but there's like additional like verticality to it, that from where midpoint is, because midpoint is the ramp, right? And going from the ramp, you have on the, let's say, like right side, north side, whatever, you have like the tunnel and stuff, which like feeds into both sides, and there's like this man lift that goes up, right? And that man lift lets you go up to like the top floor, the highest point of like verticality on the map. And it lets you transition between those two maps, is the thing. Like, it's not really designed like a solid BTB map, it's designed with two micro maps, with red base, being really cool for like close quarters engagements with like open areas. I wish that was kind of expanded on, because like a scrapyard would be like a really cool like aesthetic area for like a BTB map. We're fighting the Banished. They're salvaging stuff on like what is it, Seda Halo or whatever the fuck we're on now. And they're scavenging. They're brutes mainly, but they got elites and stuff. They're doing like salvaging operations and got like propaganda stuff going on, and like I would like to fight in like a scrapyard again. I would love to see that further expanded on, and I would also like a House of Reckoning map. Now to think about it, a House of Reckoning map, cool as shit. But I'm getting off topic. Breaker being just like a clusterfuck of a map that's both fun but also very frustrating to play on. I'm not gonna say Breaker's like the worst map. It's a lot better in ways compared to the other maps, like what's like the Valhalla off-brand that Halo Infinite has now. I'm just calling it Zoomies for now. Fucking Zoomies. Zoomies like has a lot of like micro paths is the problem, and all the vehicles end up being funneled into like very obvious tunnels, and it's not fun. It limits like people who like me who enjoy driving and shit. Like I enjoy the new driving mechanics, like for real. Like being able to like use your left joystick to like be able to like do micro adjustments. I once like was driving head on in a hog towards this Wraith. This Wraith was like bearing his shot on me, and he was trying to line up. He missed the first one because as I was driving up, I was like, serpentine. I know you're ready to fire again. I'm gonna start serpentining, and I fucking was like, please shoot now, and I like fucking drifted, made him miss the shot, and as I like closed the distance, I drifted and hugged, because it was like on zoomies, and it was towards the back base, and it was like I was like fucking going at it, and I fucking like micro drifted right around like the very tip of the wing, hugging like the cliff side, and it was like, oh shit, and I got behind it, and I let my gunner just fucking ripped into the back of it, dealt some damage, and we drifted off. And then we came back and tried to finish it off, and it was epic, but then we ate shit. But it was so fucking cool, because like you could get behind it. And I was like, holy shit, you've never been able to do that in Halo. Normally you would have to like commit to like a dumbass drift. But now you can be like, whoop, You just fucking get right behind them, and it's so fucking cool. You know, and I just wish there was like more room to work with. You know, and like more interesting like vehicular paths and stuff to take. You know, which is cool because like Breaker brings like kind of the thought of like the midpoint. You know, there's the ramp. You know, and it's super fun just to like jump off it and stuff and transition between map and hog. But there's also the tunnel, and I've seen like ghosts just like kind of chill in the back and like protect a cap zone and shit. And then I've seen like hogs be like piled up in that tunnel and end up being used as cover and stuff, and it's super fun. And my arm is getting fucking tired again. And, you know, it's super fun fighting in that tunnel, especially when you start involving vehicles, because it ends up being a clusterfuck because of how narrow and how like just how it dips and stuff. And there's that lip, and I once got I flipped a hog and I ended up getting like stuck in the doorway because there's that little lip in the top of the tunnel. And I hope they remove that. Low key, I hope they just fucking remove that lip. So fucking dumb. But like red base ends up being it's both too small to work for a BTB map because there's not enough to it. They needed to add a little bit more to it, definitely. They should have one thing they could have done is expanded red base, because when you play like objective game modes, you end up always on like the back foot on if you're in red base because you don't have a lot of room to work with. They need to bring back red base just like a few more. They need to add more to red base or take away from blue base. So much better. You can tell I got like a dry ass throat. I'm kind of sick right now. Like, not even joking about that. I got like way too much mucus. I recently like moved states and like the pollen's fucking killing me, and I'm just like I'm fucking dying. But like blue base is really fucking cool to play on. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Some of my favorite engagements that I had in Last Spartan Standing were on like blue base because like no, I take that back. That's a fucking lie. I fucking hate blue base. Gotta think of that. I can't really recall any cool fights. It was like, I kinda wanna hype up blue base. Nah. Fucking blue base is cool. Blue base is like cool in theory when you involve equipment and stuff, but because of Last Spartan Standing not really having equipment, you know, it's not as fun. But like the few times I did have equipment and I did get something like the repulsor, and I was so happy to be fighting there, fucking repulsing people into the jet engine. So much fucking fun. It's so goddamn dirty. You just feel like the biggest piece of shit for doing it, and it's so fucking good. Because like how blue base is set up is you have going from midpoint, looking down, you have a few bits of cover, like you have these two very clear diverging paths in the sand. You got cover, like, kind of behind those paths, building up to blue base's, like, scrap wall. No, I'm like moving the microwave. I'm trying to like walk through it. It's got a walkway divider, I'm pretty sure. But like you walk down and it's got this wide open nothing. There's just this little piece of like catwalk, right? And you just walk around this little piece that hugs around this the cylinder, right? And at the cylinder, you look down it, and there's this blue fucking vortex, and you're just like, whoa, that's fucking cool. You walk down this catwalk, and you can walk down this catwalk and go into this open area where there's this where it's like a little like scoop, right? Where there's like a little wall you can mantle up, or the staircase that leads open to a big open that leads back to the right side of the path, going from midpoint, looking at the wall. You can follow this path, and there's this giant cliffside that has these rib-like salvaged pieces, kind of like giving it more verticality, and it feeds into the wall where the little dipping is, and on above there, where the rib connects, there's the second floor to Blue Base, and there's the second floor that feeds into this giant elevator thing, right? Or not elevator, like this giant wedge that elevates upwards, and you can follow it, and you can go up it, and it kind of feeds into where you can see midpoint and stuff. You look down it, and you can follow it and jump down to this little piece of platform where a grenade spawns. And this grenade spawn, you can jump. You can either walk, towards the wall, or towards the doorway to the left, and it feeds into the path going from midpoint, looking at Blue Base, the left path. You can see it, and it's very you got your bits of cover and stuff, and you got your pathway. I don't know why I'm explaining each piece of the map, but you got. I'm emphasizing you got all these very intricate pieces, right? And where the grenade spawns, you got the midpoint where you can jump up there, and where normally a power up overshield or active camo would drop during Last Spartan Standing, and it would be contested, and feeds into the back of the loop of Blue Base, the loop, where the mid left right path feeds into, and there's this crate that has another grenade spawn, and then there's this building, kind of what's that Halo Reach map? That was the woods, and there was this fucking building. It was just a super fucking simple building. It was just basically just a tunnel. The back of Blood, or not Blood Gulch, but Beaver Creek kind of basic, really simple building. It's literally just you go in there, there's a fucking grenade spawn and wall and another back entry. That's literally it. Then you go on the left side of Blue's base, there's like this little like caved out like or like piece of where there's like a little tiny little base in the wall. Fuck off, Nat. There's this little like cave in, and you know there's another grenade spawn in there, and just like Blue base is like it's got all this space, and it leads into like all these very intricate like foot areas, like where you can do a lot of foot combat. But when you integrate like vehicle play space, it's very simple. It's not very engaging. You can't really engage with the player base in the vehicle. They kind of just transition from like set piece to set piece instead of integrating all of them. You know, you're not integrating like where like players can actually interact with the vehicles. They can just kind of avoid it. All they have to do is just cross the road, basically. And that's a problem when it comes down to like things like the Warthog and shit. Like, what are they supposed to do? They can't actively like engage targets. It's just they just kind of gotta wait and chill, and you know, just like circle around and just kind of just dick around and just be like, well, no, I can't do any like goofy ass like fucking splatter kills and shit, you know. It's just I can't like run up on someone from drifting around a corner and they're like, haha, I'm going inside this building, and I'm like, I don't care. I drift inside and I splat them, you know. I can't do that. There's just like nothing to do that with. And that's like one of the cool things about some of Halo Reach's maps is just like, I remember one of the invasion maps, right? I remember we were pushing up, and I was driving the Warthog, and I had a gunner, and this gunner was like just tearing into them. We were driving up to this base, and I don't remember which map it is. I would be able to replay it. It's the one with the Falcon. Not Spire, it's the Forge World one. I had the Falcon and the little like waterfront, you know. It's got a little river. But we were driving up and he was racking up kills, and I was, you know, I was drifting around the enemy base, going around on some like going up, going around, trying to like be a problem, you know. And at some point they just all focused down on him, and they're like, we gotta kill that gunner. And as they were gunning him down, he dropped dead, but the someone like slipped in and got the objective. And I think it was the elites were like defending an objective, and I think the Spartans were like trying to get it. I think that was like the whole objective. And it's been a while, but I had that clip saved, and I was so sad I like lost that hard drive, because that was such a fucking cool clip. Because I fucking like, our guy got the objective, and once they killed my gunner, they kind of like not paid attention to me for some dumb reason, and I fucking splatted one and drifted and fucking splatted 3 more and got an overkill splatter. And I was like, oh,
you're like, ah. Oh man, I'm so sad. I like don't have that anymore. God damn. That was such a cool kill. But like those things can't happen in Halo Infinite. Cause Breaker's kinda better because it makes them have to transition into open field and it kinda lets you. And the pathways are like much wider, like allowing you more like room to do stuff, but it's still barren and stuff. Like the problem is that Breaker doesn't let the player foot areas bleed into like lanes and stuff, like vehicle lanes. The problem is with a lot of Halo Infinite's designs is they don't allow lanes to blend into one another. They can basically kinda dedicate play space to both things, right? Like, instead of dedicating just player space, they can extend, like, for example, like the vehicle engine, right? They can extend that more and allow, like, for example, like a ghost to, like, kind of, like, be able to, maneuver itself into the doorway and be able to, like, drift or, like, boost itself up to, like, the midpoint over the engine, right? And, like, bleed in some cover between them. And so, like, players can still transition between, like, foot fights and stuff, and they'll have cover to help them with the fights, but the vehicles still have to be attentive to, like, what's going on where they're driving, where they'll have to, like, kind of have, like, some margin of error where they have to, like, pass through, like, maybe some sandbags or something, right? And, we get, maybe we should, some, like, having sandbags have physics would be cool as shit, now to think about it. Because, like, imagine if, like, there was, like, a cover that, like, driving into it could, like, demolish it, right? And you, like, if you drive into the sandbags hard enough, like, you could knock them over, and, and that would be, like, there's play space, and if, like, like, good drivers can avoid that stuff, but, like, it gives it room to where, like, you can expand the vehicle play space while still giving, like, foot play space, right? Like, giving barriers and stuff for players to work around and be given cover. Maybe we can get something like maybe we can get some versions of, like, some jersey barriers that are, like, specifically designed, like, how in, like, Halo 3, shit, I just, like, smacked the shit out of my head. Maybe, like, how in Halo 3, you shoot at, like, a jersey barrier and you can deal damage to it, right? Imagine if we had one that we can, like, punch through with, like, going at, like, a top speed or something. Maybe we get, like, like, some map interactability, which I would love to see, like, make a comeback, because, there's things like Zanzibar, for example. Zanzibar had a really cool one where, you can, there was this terminal You can go up there and activate it, and you could lower this, some barriers and stuff. This would allow like the vehicles in that area to like come out and roam around and stuff. Or you can not activate it and it will leave the barriers up, and that gives you cover, for things for like BR fights and shit. Which is a really fucking cool thing, and I wish Halo Infinite had stuff like that. I will give props to like the loot cave. The loot cave's cool as shit. I don't give a fuck whatever anyone says. That thing is the coolest fucking thing ever. The loot cave was such a fucking cool idea. Like, walking up to it and needing to, like, have your AI and being like, protect your AI, working together. It's such a cool Halo thing. And it's like, it's my AI. Holy shit. You're fucking sitting there and you're like, you're like, fuck it. It's like high-fiving your AI and shit. It's like, what's up? I normally run with like Luma because like, hold that bitch. No, I'm gonna kill you. I can't wait to unlock the banish one so I can like, be like, and something like. Oh my god. I hate this. But oh man, I can't wait to fucking be dicking around with you here for this fucking shit. But what the fuck was I saying? You need water. That's what's up. Drink water, they say. Shout out to the homie Lance. I love you, man. But I don't remember what the fuck it was. Something breaker. Boring as shit map. Oh fuck, we should talk about like the midpoint now. Like the midpoint. Oh shit, we were talking about like cool ideas. Fuck. We were talking about like the Jersey barrier that like could collapse and stuff. Like if you drive through it. And the interactability of like the loot cave and stuff. That's what we were talking about. Fucking But like the loot caves are really cool and stuff. And like I really want to see more things that like let me see my AI. That was a really cool thing. And like kind of like also emphasizes like you have an AI and, you know, you're a Spartan and shit. You know, it's really cool. And, like, it's really cool to, like, hear your AI and see them and stuff. And I really hope to see more things that encourage, like, maybe, like, a defense point gun. You know, like, hey, if you hang around there with your AI, you'll have access to this, like, defense gun you can, like, control, right? And, like, as long as you're there, maybe you have to, like, bring a fusion coil, like, to power it up. And once you, like, use up the power of the fusion coil, you have no more ammunition, so you gotta go back, get another fusion coil, and then chill there, hang out with your AI, and be like, okay, I'll, you know, give you access to the controls, or some shit. You know, something like that. You know, that'd be a really cool idea. Or, I'm trying to think of what else. Like, fucking teleportals too. That's something that Halo Infinite lacks, now to think about it, is the lack of teleportals. Teleportals. Holy shit. Fuck me. You know? Like, I don't really think there's a single teleportal in any. Is there even a teleportal in any of the Infinite maps? I don't recall. Maybe. Yo, that's what's up. That's something that they need to start incorporating. It's definitely teleportals. And that's something. Oh shit. I hope I haven't, like, super peaked the mic. But yeah, that's something that, like, Infinite kind of lacks, is teleportals. And I'm pretty sure they've been neglecting the fuck out of them, because, you know, recall, like, any iconic Halo map, right? We got, like, Beaver Creek, for example. Beaver Creek has the teleportals in the back of the bases, right? And that lets you quickly, you know, get from, like, blue base and red base quickly. You know, you got the original Blood Gulch, right? You got red base teleporting to, like, the little patches of rocks and shit. I think it's red base. You got the other base for, I'm pretty, you know, blue base. You know, it teleports to, like, the cave, and you got the confusing as fuck one. You know, you got, what's the one that you're, like, broadside of, like, two giant, like, fucking ships, and you can, like, use teleportals to, like, get between the floors and shit. You know, you got that map. And, fuck. That's not my bad. Woo, I just popped my shoulder. Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm a little panicked. No, you got I think of like what other maps have teleportals. I had to think about it that were actually like trying to think of like other maps that have teleportals that are like commonly played. Now you got Beaver Creek. Uh oh, you got fucking what the fuck is that map called? The fuck. Give my fingers. The one that's like set on the side of a waterfall that has the little pathway that like has a little active camo and it leads to like these high pillars and there's this top floor that has this teleportal that feeds into wherever the fuck it feeds into. I don't remember where the fuck it goes. No. That map's pretty fucking gnarly. I'm out of fucking ideas. I fucking Breaker's bad. I'm out like I don't know what the fuck to say. Breaker's bad. Fucking extend the covers or some shit. Edit some of the maps. I don't know. Kill me. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm baked as shit. I was like, hey, I just want to ramble about Breaker and whatever the fuck else. This fucking edibles like kicking my fucking ass, and I'm like, bye bye. I just want to like, I'm gonna go play fucking Infinite. I'm gonna go play on Breaker. I'm gonna break my fucking neck. It's gonna feel great as heck. Fucking lube it up, man. That's sex.